Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about reasons why your engine may be smoking. I'm going to discuss what causes, what to look for, and how you guys can possibly save a lot of time and money and avoid, by avoiding a trip to the repair shop. As you can see, this engine's smoking like we're at a Kiss concert. But we're going to go over a lot of reasons why, what to look for. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button. That really helps me out. First, I'm going to start off with the most common reasons, and those are also usually the easiest things to fix. A lot of times customers bring in their mower and their engine smoking that bad, and they're in fear that they have a major problem with their mower. And a lot of times, most of the time, it's not a big issue to fix. They could have fixed it themselves, and that's why I'm going to make this video to help you guys out and maybe avoid being taken advantage of by some repair shops. First off, the color of the smoke is going to give you a good indicator of what is going on. White or bluish smoke is usually oil, and black smoke is usually fuel. And by fuel, I mean unburnt fuel. That's why when you see a car, or more like a diesel truck or a semi truck, when they're accelerating, you see that black smoke coming out. That's usually that is unburnt fuel. Basically, is what you're seeing. All right, but first, the most common reason I see engines come in smoking is that the engine is overfilled with oil. Now, the first thing you need to do is know how to correctly check your oil level on your specific mower, your specific engine. Some of them are different. Some of them want you to turn the threads all the way down. Some of them don't. And sometimes it usually will say on the dipstick. On this mower's engine, for example, we have the oil operating range. You don't want to go above that full mark. And on this one, it says for correct oil level, do not turn cap on thread. So basically, I'm just going to set it down in there, then pull it out. And as you can see, this engine is overfilled with oil. This next engine I'm going to show you has a different style dipstick, where it goes all the way on down in. It's on a John Deere Gator. Push it all the way down, pull it out. And this one is, as you can see, I'm going to try to get the camera angle here a little better. It's way overfilled with oil. When I see the oil level this high, what I like to do is smell of it to see if there's gasoline in it. Now, in another video I made in the past, I'll put a link down in the description. I showed you how you can detect if there's gas in that oil. If you can't smell, like I've lost a lot of my ability to smell, maybe it's 20%. So if I smell gas on that dipstick, I know it's got a lot in there. But if you're like me and you've lost, or you're hard with smelling, here's a little trick you can do to confirm if there's gas in that oil. What you want to do is take that dipstick and put it down into some nice clean water, in like a cup of water, and you'll be able to see the gas spread out in the water. The oil will stay with itself. It won't move away, spread out in the water. So the way the gas is getting over into your engine oil is usually by a faulty fuel pump. They use a little plastic fuel pump that normally has 3 hoses. One of them that's taking vacuum pressure from the crankcase, and that's what's operating the pump. Another hose pulls gasoline from the tank, and then the pump is pumping that gasoline over to the carburetor. And what happens is, when those diaphragms inside of that fuel pump go bad, it's letting gas get over into your engine oil, and it's letting oil get over into your gas. And so you have 2 reasons then your engine is smoking. You got your crankcase engine oil is overfilled, plus it has gas in it, and then your gas has oil in it. So you have 2 major reasons working together to cause that white smoke. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. This lower hose is the one that's operating the pump off the crankcase pressure. This other hose with the fuel filter, that's pulling the fuel from the tank. And then this other hose sends it over to the carburetor. And if that's full of oil or has some oil in it, it's going to cause smoke. And here is the fuel pump on that Gator that I was showing you a moment ago. There's the crankcase hose. Again, we have the other hose here. I'm going to show you here in a second with the fuel filter coming from the tank. Runs up to the pump. And if those are bad, you may be getting oil in that hose going over to the carburetor and oil getting it, or gas getting over into your engine oil. So if this ends up being your issue, you're going to need to change your oil too, and just use the oil that the engine manufacturer recommends. And once you have that done, you're going to need to crank it up, and you may need to just burn all that excess oil out of the muffler that it received in there before. Like that's what I'm doing on this mower here. This is actually the mower in the beginning of the video that was smoking really bad. All it needed was a fresh fuel pump and the oil changed, and the problem is solved now. Very simple, easy to do yourself at home. And one other thing I want to mention is if you've operated your mower at a steep angle, this also can cause that engine to smoke for a period of time, and you may need to just let it run and burn that engine oil out of the muffler. All right, so far we've kind of covered white smoke, blue smoke, oil burning smoke, basically. So if you've confirmed that your oil is not overfilled and your fuel pump is good, you don't have gas and oil mixing up together, and you're using the proper oil at the proper level, and you haven't been going at extreme degrees of angle operating your mower, and you're still getting some white or bluish smoke, now you're kind of getting into some more serious issues. Not too bad, not horrible. You could have some valve seals leaking, worn valve guides, could be a head gasket, and in the worst case scenario, your piston rings. All right, so if that's the case, a mechanic's going to be able to do a leak down test to see if it's a head gasket or piston rings, and to solve that smoking issue. Now, if you have your smoke is black, like I said earlier in the video, that's usually a fuel issue. And if that's going on, what I would recommend doing if you're having black smoke, first look at your air filter. And if that air filter's restricted, clogged up, now you're going to be getting a rich fuel mixture into the combustion chamber. It's not going to, you're going to have too much fuel versus the air. Also, check out your spark plugs. Your spark plugs may need to be changed. They're not igniting the fuel 100% or properly. And then if the spark plugs and air filters are good and you're still getting black smoke, you're probably going to have a carburetor issue. And like I said before, it's normally the easiest things to fix is more common. It's very uncommon that I see one that's smoking due to worn out piston rings, which is the worst case scenario. If it's a head gasket or piston rings, you're probably going to want to take it into a mechanic. A head gasket, it's not that bad to do. Valve seals and things, but you really need to kind of know what you're doing to change that. But all this other stuff, fuel pump, air filter, spark plugs, heck, even a carburetor, that's stuff you guys can do at home and save a ton of money. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope I shed some light on it, helped you out if you're having a smoking issue with your mower. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos. I've got a lot of other videos covering these topics that'll help you guys out, save a lot of money. And do me a favor, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos like this coming soon. Thanks for watching.